It didn't roar, it didn't flash, and yet, it terrified the enemy. This is the story of a British weapon so quiet, soldiers said you could hear the click of the bolt louder than the shot itself. It never made the front lines, it never appeared in newsreels, but it helped shape the outcome of World War II. This is the De Lisle carbine, the rifle that won by staying silent. By 1943, Britain was deep in the war. Battles were loud, chaotic, tanks, planes, artillery. But in the shadows, a small team of engineers were working on something completely different. An aircraft designer named William De Lisle had an idea. What if a rifle could kill without anyone hearing it? He took a standard Lee Enfield rifle and rebuilt it from scratch, adding a large built-in silencer and firing 45 ACP pistol rounds, which were naturally subsonic. When he tested it in London, he fired into the River Thames. People just a few meters away didn't hear a thing, but the army did hear about it, and they wanted more. Only a handful of these rifles were made, around 130 in total, but they were given to Britain's elite, Commandos and Special Operations agents. Each shot was almost completely silent. In fact, the click of the bolt was louder than the bullet leaving the barrel. That silence made it perfect for one job, taking out sentries quietly during night raids. No noise, no alarm, no chance for the enemy to react. In the jungles of Burma and Malaya, British and Australian commandos carried the De Lisle on stealth missions. You'd hear the sounds of insects, rain, and wind, and then nothing. A sentry would fall, and the jungle would stay silent. It wasn't built for open battle. It was built for shadows. And in those shadows, it gave small teams an advantage that noise never could. Every quiet shot meant an undetected raid. Every raid meant sabotage, rescues, and missions that changed the bigger picture. Even though it never fought on the front lines, its silence helped commandos hit deep behind enemy lines and get out alive. And that's how a gun barely anyone's heard of helped shape a war everyone remembers. So, why was it forgotten? Because most of its missions were secret. Reports were classified, and soldiers using it didn't talk about it. When the war ended, only a few De Lisles were ever seen again. It was too slow for modern warfare and too rare to mass produce. But its idea, quiet, precise, stealthy firepower, lived on. You can see its influence today in every suppressed rifle used by special forces around the world. All of them trace back to this forgotten British experiment. The De Lisle didn't win medals or headlines. It didn't roar like a tank or thunder like a bomber. But it changed what soldiers thought was possible. It proved that silence could be just as deadly as noise. That sometimes the most powerful weapons are the ones no one ever hears. So next time you think of World War II, don't just picture the chaos of battle. Remember the silence between the gunfire, because in that silence, Britain built something extraordinary.